All right, it's 6:30. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting of the Pataskala Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Can everybody please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And we have the roll, please.
Mr. Coleman.
Here.
Mr. Van Ryn. Mr. Cooper.
Here.
Ms. Pierce. Here. Mr. Leader.
Here. Thank you. We have 4 out of our 5 members, so we have a quorum tonight. First off is old business variance application VA 25-036 has been withdrawn, correct? So we have no more actions on that.
That's correct. No action is necessary.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll move right into new business and get on the road. So we're going to start off with variance application VA-26-001. Jack.
Of course, the location of this is at 6885 Taylor Road Southwest. The site's 2 acres in size. It's currently zoned M1 light manufacturing. The applicant is requesting approval of a use variance pursuant to section 1211.07B of the Pataskala Code, allow an existing non-conforming pet boarding facility to expand. So look up here, this is the parcel in question outlined in yellow. We have Taylor Road off to the west here, Cypress Street on the north. So it's currently occupied by just over 10,000 square foot commercial building. That's 66 feet from the north property line and just over 70 feet from the east side property line, along with 6,500 square foot of paved asphalt surface parking with 15 spaces enclosed by a white vinyl fence, as well as an existing 1,400 square foot dog run in south of the parking area and a 200 square foot outdoor area on the west side of the building. Here's kind of a closer look at the existing conditions on the property. So here we have the building, the 2 kind of existing outdoor areas outlined in red. Here's a look at the existing conditions. This is looking east from Taylor Road towards the building and looking towards the south from Cypress Street. So the existing use is Furball Fitness, which is a dog boarding grooming facility. The NAICS code for that is 812910, which is actually not permitted in the M1 light manufacturing zoning district. Therefore, the existing use is considered existing non-conforming or has been grandfathered in. The previous use was Benchmark Pet Services, which was the same use, and that transferred ownership in 2019. So the requesting approval or use variance to allow the existing use to be considered permitted in the M1 zoning district, which will allow them to expand an additional outdoor dog run, approximately 31 feet by 30 feet. Pursuant to section 128506A6 of the Pataskala Code, the Board of Zoning Appeals may approve on a one-time basis an expansion of a non-conforming use of up to 10% of the floor area of the existing structure. However, the applicant believes that this would limit future potential expansion and has since requested the use variance instead. Here's a look at the site plan that was submitted by the applicant showing the proposed fence area here on the south side of the building. North would be off to your right here. So in the narrative statement that was submitted by the applicant, they stated that they believe the use variance is necessary to allow for the continued reasonable operation of an existing use, that the existing outdoor area does not adequately support daily operations given the number of dogs on site, and believes additional area will allow smaller group rotations, reduce congestion, and shorten outdoor times. The applicant said that they believe the strict application of the zoning code in this case would prevent a modest, reasonable expansion necessary to maintain safe, efficient operation of an existing use. Also stated in the narrative, their current hours of operation are 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Dogs are taken outside in supervised groups of 15 to 20 for 15 to 30 minutes per group. The applicant said that they believe the noise generated is comparable to the existing conditions in the area and is brief and intermittent. They also believe the request is not substantial, but not be detrimental to public welfare or existing future neighboring uses. And they did state that they were not aware of the zoning restrictions at the time that the property was purchased. Planning and zoning would offer the following comments. The current zoning is M1, in which the current use is existing non-conforming. Again, the BZA for another section of code can approve a once only expansion of 10%. However, The applicant believes that would limit potential future expansion, hence they've requested the use variance. Fenced-in area itself, the fence isn't a structure, but the fenced-in area is being used for commercial purposes, which is why it's being considered an expansion of the use. Pursuant to section 128506A5, non-conforming uses discontinued for 2 years or replaced with conforming uses, then that non-conforming use expires. We've included that as a condition, should you so choose. And the existing use is only permitted in the ag zoning district. However, it is conditional in the rural residential zoning district if the lot is greater than 5 acres. It's also conditional in the general business zoning district, so long as the structure is 200 feet from the residential zoning. All boarding must take place inside, and it shall not be audible beyond the property line for outdoor areas. So the existing structure is 175 feet at the nearest point, and proposed the fence line to be 144 feet from the south property line to the abutting residential zoning district. And then in the M1 zoning district, M1 uses have to provide L5 type screening when they're adjacent to residential. That is a 4 to 6 foot tall berm with 1 tree every 30 feet. And then if the berm is less than 6 feet, then you have to have shrubs on top of that berm to bring the total height to 6 feet. Again, the existing use isn't permitted in M1. It isn't an M1 use. The ag and rural residential zoning districts require no screening. And in GB, the requirement would be L3 or L4, which is a 6 foot tall hedge or fence with 1 tree every 30 feet. So there is an existing mound of unknown height along the south property line, along with existing trees and vegetation. Section 1283.06 Part 7 allows the minimum standards to be waived for equivalent landscaping plans and to allow the use of existing vegetation towards the screening requirements. The board shall determine if the existing vegetation is adequate to screen the existing use and proposed expansion. Here's kind of a closer look at that screening that exists along the south property line. So we have a small mound here, as well as existing trees and vegetation. Did not receive any other comments from any departments or agencies on this application. For surrounding properties, to the north and east are both zoned M1 light manufacturing, which are miscellaneous industrial uses and some office space. To the south side, you have R20 medium density residential, which is single family homes. And to the west, you have a mix of M1 light manufacturing and PRO, professional research office, which is miscellaneous industrial uses and office space. There are your findings of fact for an area variance, are also printed in your staff report there. So in addition to the factors identified above for use variances, the following also apply, being A, the applicant owner created the alleged hardship. B, the board finds that the application is primarily made for purposes of convenience or profit, or C, if substantial ground offered in support of an application for use variance is the existence of other non-conforming use of neighboring lands, structures, or buildings in the same zoning district or in other zoning districts. So should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. One, that the use variance shall expire should the use be voluntarily discontinued for a period of 2 years, or the use variance is replaced with a conforming use. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
No, for me.
Have you heard any comments from surrounding business neighbors, anything of that nature?
We've not received any.
Okay, is Mrs. Anello present? Would you like to come up and be sworn in, please? Come right here to the podium and then face Lisa and she'll swear you
I'm
in.
going to swear you in. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you give is the truth, and the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. And can I get your name and address for the record, please?
Only that's for a business.
For this is fine, business is fine.
Shannon Mello, 6885 Taylor Road Southwest, Reynoldsburg, Ohio, 43068.
Thank you. I assume you've gotten a copy of the staff report. You heard what the staff said here. Is there anything that you would like to clarify or add on to or anything of that nature?
No, I just wanted to add on a little extra fencing to help out with potty breaks and stuff so we can keep the dogs and the employees safe in the rotation.
Any questions for Ms. Snell? None? All right. Thank you very much. If we need you, we'll have you come back up. Questions, comments, thoughts?
And this might be for Jack. I think when we talked the other day, did you say that this structure, fenced in area, has to be 50 feet from the right of way?
It'd be 50 feet from the property line for a 6-foot fence.
50 feet from the property line, that's the front property line?
Correct, yeah, front yard setback in that district is 50.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll go to findings and facts. Finding facts for V application VA-26-0001. A, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return or if there can be a beneficial use of the property. Say yes to that.
Mhm.
Whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. Unique physical circumstances? No, I mean,
I said no.
I would say because it's a physical use, physical circumstances, I say no. What do you think? No? Whether the variance request is substantial? I would say no to that as well.
Okay.
Whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or an adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. I would say no to that as well.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Whether the variance, if granted, will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property. I don't see how it would have any effect on that. Whether the variance, if granted, would be detrimental to the public welfare. No. Whether the variance, if granted, would adversely affect the delivery of government services. No. Whether the property owner purchases subject property with knowledge of the zoning restrictions, and I believe they testified no to that. Yep. Whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance. In this case, I don't think it can. If they want to build the fence, they're going to have a variance for that. So I'm going to say no to that. Whether the variance, if granted, will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. I would say yes, that would be true. And K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. And I would say yes to that as well. Okay, so findings and effects of variant application VA-26-001. I have yes for A, J, and K, and no for B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I.
We have
Yes.
the three other.
For use variances, there would be the 3 additional findings of fact as well.
Hey, those are on the back page. Thank you very much. All right, the 3 additional. The applicant or owner created the alleged hardship. I would say no. The board finds that the application is primarily made for purposes of convenience or profit, or whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. No to that, right?
Which one did you read?
B.
Convenience of profit, that's,
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. That is convenience or profit. We're looking for profit and unique conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity. Yeah, that would be yes. I think yes on that. What do you think? Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
And C, a substantial ground offered in support. Can't read my glasses, sorry. A substantial ground offered in support of an application for use variance is the existence of another non-conforming use of neighboring lands, structures, or buildings in the same zoning district or in other zoning districts. And no. Right? No? Stand ground in support of an application for use.
Yeah, I don't know if they're
Non-conforming uses in
Yeah,
that area or
I don't know
not.
if there are either. So we'll say, I'm comfortable with no on that one.
Okay.
All right. And then we have, for the extra, we have yes for B and no for A and C. All right. Any other comments, questions, or anything like that? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
I move to approve a use variance pursuant to section 1211.07B for variance application VA 26-001 with the following condition. The use variance shall expire should the use be voluntarily discontinued for a period of 2 years or if the use variance is replaced with a conforming use.
Thank you. I have a motion. Can we get a second? Motion and a second. And can we have the roll, please?
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Lucier.
Yes.
All right. Variance application VA-26-001 has been approved. And good luck with the new dog run for the fences and everything. You are welcome to stay, but you don't have to. It'll be a fun meeting, I'm sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The dogs will be very happy.
All right, I would like to make a motion to approve the findings and facts from variance application VA-26-001.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can I get the roll, please?
Mr. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Lucier.
Yes.
Thank you. Variance application findings of facts for VA-26-001 has been approved. Next on the docket is conditional use application CU-26-001. Staff.
The subject of this application is the northeast corner of John Reese Parkway and Richard Conine Street. And the applicant is requesting approval of a conditional use pursuant to section 1215.08 of the Pataskala Code to allow for the use of the property as a motor vehicle garage for the repair and servicing of vehicles. This is an area map of the property. The entire subject property, 3.4 acres, is the whole thing outlined in yellow, but tonight we're only going to be looking at the east of the property outlined in red. The property was zoned B2 business district in the village of Pataskala since at least 1970, when the city and the township merged. It became highway business in 1986, and then it became GB general business in 1995, when the village and Lima Township merged to become the city of Pataskala. As I mentioned, the subject property is 3.4 acres in total. It has frontage on Richard Conine Street to the north, John Reese Parkway to the west, and West Broad Street to the south. And in total, 3 to 4 lots are planned. Uses, for the most part, other than this specific use tonight, are all undecided. In August, the BZA approved conditional use CU 25-004 for a quick service oil change facility on parcel number 2. The applicant is proposing to move the quick service oil change facility from parcel number 2 to parcel number 1, not parcel number 1, but all other proposed site improvements remain the same. This is a look at the site plan as approved in August. The quick change oil service facility was proposed on parcel 2 right here. Now they're proposing to move it to parcel 1 over here, and that is the only change being made. As I mentioned, the proposed use is a quick service oil change business. The applicant believes the proposed use would not be hazardous or disturbing to the existing or future neighboring uses with the proposed screening. And they believe the proposed use would be adequately served by all public facilities because of the increased connectivity with additional walking paths. The applicant will be installing a traffic signal on John Reese Parkway and West Broad as part of the improvements to the property. And the proposed use is moving from parcel number 2 to parcel number 1 because the end user for the proposed facility thought that parcel number 1 was more suited for use. Staff review. Several conditions were approved for this property other than the previous conditional use for the quick service oil change facility. A drive-through restaurant was approved in January of 2025, and another drive-through restaurant was approved in August of 2025, along with the previous conditional use. But for the purposes of this request, the board is only considering the use of parcel number 1. The comprehensive plan in from 2021 states that the future land use is medium density residential. The proposed use does not fall in line with the recommendation, but is currently zoned GB, which allows for the proposed use as a conditional use. According to 1239.04B of the Pataskala Code, all operations must be conducted within a fully enclosed building, and there should be no open storage of wrecked vehicles, dismantled parts, or parts visible beyond the premises. The property is also within the TCOD district, which means prior to development, the applicant will have to go through a TCOD application to the Planning and Zoning Commission. As part of the original conditional use approval, the applicant agreed to install a traffic signal on the intersection of John Reese Parkway and West Broad. The same potential condition is included in this request as well. The staff has reviewed the entirety of the proposed development plan and has drafted a list of comments, which is in your staff report. The highlighted sections are specific to this request, and they stay the same. The only change made from the previous proposal is that the use being moved from parcel number 2 to parcel number 1. According to 1215.09 of the Pataskala Code, that any conditional use must be carried out within 6 months of the date of approval, and 1 extension may be requested. The Public Service Department would offer the following comments. During the construction plan review process, it will need to be confirmed that 60 feet of right-of-way along the Broad Street frontage is provided. The city has communicated with the developer that the occupancy will not be allowed until Broad Street improvements are installed and operational meets the traffic light. It is believed that the existing stormwater basin was designed to accommodate this property's stormwater volume, but this will need to be confirmed in the construction plan review process. No other departments or agencies have commented. For the surrounding zoning, to the north, it's zoned high density residential and general business, mostly single family homes and undeveloped land. To the east, also general business with a bank. To the south, it's high density residential and medium high density residential, single family homes. And to the west, it's zoned general business and would be the other eventual proposed uses of this development. These are the findings of fact in your staff report. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. The applicant shall address all comments from the Public Service Department and Planning and Zoning staff, and the applicant shall carry out the conditional use within 6 months from the date of approval pursuant to 1215.09 of the Pataskala Code. And the traffic signal, including any other required intersection improvement, shall be installed at the intersection of John Reese Parkway and West Broad Street. And pursuant to 1249.045 of the Pataskala Code, all operations shall be conducted within a fully enclosed building, and there should be no open storage of wrecked vehicles, dismantled parts, or parts visible beyond the premises. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
The fact that this moved from parcel 2 to 1, that doesn't vacate that conditional use from the planning and zoning, does it?
No. Oh,
The conditional use for parcel 2,
That's what they provided, but now it's moving to the other parcel. That doesn't vacate that, does it?
so the conditional use was for the oil change facility on 2, Now they're moving to parcel one to apply a conditional use over there. Since the previous one was for a conditional use for an oil change facility, the only way it would be negated is if another oil change facility were going parcel two.
There's the section of code where it says it has to be carried out within 6 months. And then, so by applying for this separate parcel, the previous approval, once that hits 6 months, it drops off.
Okay.
So they wouldn't be able to have two right next to each other.
Got
So,
it.
like,
My other question is just for the applicant.
And so whatever else would go in there, so that conditional use would have to come back for that parcel later.
correct.
And the screening is going to remain the same, the right in, right out, it's good location there, everything else is remaining the same, basically, we're just
Yeah.
changing the
Right
location.
in, right out would remain the same. The screening on the north side, they would have to, because on the frontage, they have to have L2, which is a 3-foot shrub row, a tree every 30 feet. They'd have to bump that up to 4 feet, I believe, since they would have cars facing a residential use.
Gotcha.
So to prevent headlight glare and things like that.
Gotcha, perfect, thank you. Any other questions for staff?
No, sir.
Gentlemen, welcome back. You'd like to come up and get sworn in?
Putting names on chairs for you, gentlemen.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so you got? Thank you.
And can you give your names and address for the record, please?
Sure, my name is Jerry Royce at 3951 Hammersmith Lane, Loveland, Ohio, 45140. And
David Parker, I gave us our business address. It's 8170 Corporate Park Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45242.
Thank you very much. Again, welcome back. You've heard the staff report. Anything you wanted to add or clarify on the report?
Sure. Again, I think, appreciate your patience. We've been working at this now for 2 years, and it truly is a puzzle that we're trying to put together here. And I think you're seeing tonight the results of that, in that we need to just move this use over to the other side. We do have other uses lined up that we're going to share with you in the next couple of months.
Nice.
The project is progressing well. We're very excited about what we represent to you. Appreciate staff's work with us. They've been patient. It hasn't been easy, but we're real close. And so we continue to be committed to the traffic signal. We're going to install that. We've engaged with some engineers to start that design and do it within the time frame that staff recommends. So at the end of the day, again, just kind of moving it over to put the puzzle together. Other than that, I don't have any other comments. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I just wanted, one of the big concerns obviously is having junk cars, et cetera. It's that eyesore, right? All right, there's the language in your request says for repair and servicing, which to me is more than just an oil change facility. I'm thinking come in and go, in and out.
Yeah, it's a good question. This is an oil change facility, a national brand, Fortune 100 company.
Okay.
So there won't be any.
It's not an overnight repair service or anything, it's just, okay.
It's,
Good.
probably
Any
the
other
biggest-
questions?
It is the biggest.
Great, thank you, gentlemen. You can have a seat, and if we need to call you back up, we will. I appreciate your time. Any thoughts or questions?
No. No, sir. This has been pieced together for a while.
Yeah, I feel like they've done their due diligence on it all. All right, let's move to findings and facts for conditional use CU-26-001. One is in fact a conditional use as established under the provisions of Title III of the Planning and Zoning Code for the specific zoning district of the parcels listed on the application. And yes, it is. Two, will be harmonious with and in accordance with the general objectives or with any specific objective of the city comprehensive plan and or the city code. And yes, it is part of the comprehensive plan. Will be designed, constructed, and operated and maintained so as to be harmonious in appearance with the existing and intended character of the general vicinity, and that such use will not change the essential character or of the same area. And yes, it will be designed that way. Will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses.
Not with the conditions.
Not with the conditions on, I would agree. I would say yes, will not. Will be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as highways, streets, police and fire protection, drainage structures, refuse disposal, water and sewer, and schools, or that persons or agencies responsible for the establishment of the proposed use shall be able to provide adequately any such service. Yes, it will be served by all of those easily. 6, will not create excessive additional requirements at public costs for facilities and services and will not be detrimental to the economic welfare of the community.
Agreed.
Yes, will not. 7, will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, and conditions of operation that will be detrimental to any persons, property, or the general welfare, including but not limited to excessive production of traffic, noise, smoke, fumes, glare, odor, potential for explosion, and air or water pollution. Again, yes, will not.
Yeah. No, that's not already on the surface
Right.
of the proposal.
8, will have vehicular approaches to the property which shall be designed as to not create an interference with traffic on surrounding public thoroughfares.
Already addressed.
Yeah, I would say yes, will not. I mean, they're going to improve, I think, the traffic flow there. 9, will not result in destruction, loss, or damage of natural, scenic, or historic features or of major importance. Yes, it will not. And so for findings and facts, conditional use 26-001, we have yes for 1 through 9.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes, sir.
did you check to see if you had a speaker request for this application?
I had 2 that were the 2 gentlemen that came up.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Thank you. All right. Finding of facts done. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve a conditional use request for application CU-26-001 with the following conditions. The applicant shall address all comments from the Public Service Department, Planning, and Zoning staff. Applicant shall carry out the conditional use within 6 months from the date of approval pursuant to section 1215.09 of the Pataskala Code. Traffic signal, including any other required intersection improvements, shall be installed at the intersection of John Reese Parkway and West Broad Street. Pursuant to section 1249.045 of the Pataskala Code, all operations shall be conducted within a fully enclosed building. There shall be no open storage of wrecked vehicles, dismantled parts, or parts visible beyond the premises.
Motion, can I get a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Can we get roll, please?
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Mr. Luzader,
Yes.
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
All right. Conditional use application CU-26-001 has been approved. Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck with everything.
Clarification on one other thing. By chance, any clarification? So, the other use on lot number 2 we have, it's the same use as lot number 3. We're just shifting it over. Do we need to come back in for that conditional use over here? You know what I'm saying? So 2's going to 1, 3's going to 2. And 3's already been approved for the conditional use.
I think we'll need to see what you're proposing.
Okay.
Just trying to, it's kind of abstract, you said one's the three, three is the, I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
the
a lot
same, it's
easier.
the
if
same
we-
use, it's a,
Same circumstances right here, right?
yeah, it's the same.
It should be the same process.
Yeah, I think if you kind of get us something to take a look at, we can give you a better answer.
Okay, sounds good. Well, that's fine. We'll get it. We're gonna get it this week, because we know what's going there,
Okay.
we know what's going in the rest of it.
That's gotta be great news for you guys.
It is good.
Yes,
All right.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving on to conditional use application CU-26-002. And check.
Of course. All right, so locations of this is at 14067 Broad Street.
Hold on. Let's-
Hold up. We got
We got to approve the findings of fact. Did we do good?
See, this is what happens when I take a month off. Completely forget what's going on. All right, findings and facts. I will make a motion to approve the findings and facts for conditional use CU-26-001. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll, please.
Mr. Luzader?
Yes.
Ms. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Findings and facts for CU-26-001 has been approved. And now, with much ado, check. CU-26-002.
All right, so the location we are looking at here is 14067 Broad Street Southwest. Site's just over 14 and a half acres in size. It's actually split zone, general business along the front of Broad Street and local business in the rear. Applicant's requesting approval of a conditional use pursuant to section 1215.08 of the Pataskala Code to allow for the expansion of an existing self-storage facility in the local business zone district. Take a look up here. This is the parcel outlined in yellow. You got the front here on Broad Street coming back and then wrapping around these parcels at the corner to Summit Road, as well as over here on the east side. And again, here's kind of a look at the split zoning. The very front part's zoned general business, while the remaining rear of the parcel in the south is zoned local business. So the property itself is home to Pataskala Storage. Again, it's split zoned with frontage on both Broad Street and Summit Road. Phase one was the original facility. That's been existing since at least 1998. That's as far back as the aerial imagery I could get. Phase two of that expansion was done in 2019 through 2020. They came before the board for conditional use at that time. And then phase three with 2021, 2022, again, they came before the board to ask for a conditional use to expand that at that time. So the use is classified under the North American Industry Classification System as 531130, mini warehouses and self-storage facilities, which are conditional in the local business zoning district. Kind of a quick summary of the site as a whole. There's 13 storage structures of varying size, totaling just under 130,000 square feet. The smallest is just under 2,500, the largest being over 33,000. There's also a 3,000 square foot office building along the front of Broad Street. Parking, there's 5 visitor spaces up at the front off of Broad Street, 22 outdoor spaces in phase one, and then 60 12-foot wide by 36-foot deep outdoor spaces in phase two. The applicant's proposing to construct a 260-foot long by 100-foot wide, 25,000 square foot paved surface outdoor storage area with 32 spaces. Still be 12-foot wide by 36-foot deep. There's going to be 41.2 feet as an aisle between those spaces. It'll be 25 feet from the south property line and 23.5 feet from the west property line. So here's kind of a closer look. You heard me mention phase 1, 2, 3, and so on. Again, phase 1 was what was existing on Broad Street. Phase 2 was the construction of these buildings here. And then phase 3 was the buildings on the east side. They're now requesting to expand the outdoor storage facility part of it here, kind of in the south parcel. Here's a closer look at the site plan that was submitted by the applicant. So we have the 32 spaces here. And then And this is showing the landscaping plan as well. And then this is a existing stormwater detention basin here north of the existing, or the proposed pavement. So as part of our review, staff would offer the following comments. There was conditions of approval for phases 2 and 3. Kind of do a quick summary on those. 1 was they have to get all their necessary permits. 2 is they had to get a tree survey upon submission for the permit. 3 was stormwater calculations had to be provided for review with the construction plans. 4, they had to combine all the properties separately. They were kind of split into 2 or 3 lots. They had to merge them all into one. Submit Mylars of the construction plans. And then 6, applicant has to apply for a TCOD for any further expansion. And the applicant has to provide light study for planning and zoning department for review to approve and ensure compliance with section 1287.09. 8, the conditional use shall only apply to this phase of development. Any subsequent expansions require conditional use approved from the Board of Zoning Appeals. 9, all lighting shall be of warmer white in variety. And 10, the maximum height of the lighting shall be 20 feet in height and shall have cutoff downcast fixtures. So 1 through 8 on there were kind of specific to both 2 and 3 at the time of the developed. 9 and 10 can be carried over to the new application should the board so choose. They will have to still do the TCOD and submit stormwater calculations through construction plans and all that stuff. There is no lighting shown on the plan itself. We'll need to know if there is any. We'll need to know exactly where they're going to be, how high the mounts of the lighting are going to be, and the type of fixtures that are proposed. All those fixtures have to be cut off. Downcast design shall not create nuisance glare on adjoining properties. And then pursuant to section 1283.07B, uses in the local business zoning district shall provide L3 or L4 type screening along property lines that are adjacent to residential. L3 being a 6-foot tall shrub, 95% opaque year round with 1 tree per 30 lineal feet. They may use a 6-foot wall or fence in place of the shrubs. And L4 being a 6-foot wall or fence, 100% opaque with 1 tree per 30 lineal feet and 4 tall shrubs per 30 lineal feet. So chain link may also not be used to meet the screening requirements. So as the site exists today, there's a 6-foot tall chain link fence along southwest property lines that needs to be L3 or L4 as we described above. The previous site plan for phase 3 did show this as L4 type screening along the south and southwest property lines, so that needs to be brought up to code and replaced with either L3 or L4 type screening. They can keep the chain link fence if they want. They just have to put either a different fence in front of it or the 6-foot tall shrub row as required by L3. Properties within the TCODs, they need to apply for a TCOD permit to the Planning and Zoning Commission. They're going to be taking a look at kind of site layout, traffic access, all that kind of stuff. And then pursuant to section 1215.09, the conditional use has to be carried out within 6 months of date of approval. The Public Service Department had the following comments. They believe the existing pond was sized to accommodate future expansions. However, when they submit their construction plans, they'll just need to provide data and their stormwater calculations to back that up, and we'll confirm it. Did not receive any other departments from any other comments, from any other departments or agencies. We did receive a public comment from Miss Gina Castle in the Fawnley subdivision that's adjacent to the south. And the email that was sent before the staff reports went out, she stated concerns with stormwater and drainage impact, environmental and wildlife impact, buffer and visual impact specifically during the winter months. And she included some photos which are on your dais there. I believe she's also here tonight. She'd like to speak. So those photos will be a reference to her comments. Surrounding properties to the north is general business, which is the existing storage facilities. And then across the street, you have Planned Development District, which is future commercial development. On the east side, you have R20 medium density residential, which is the Prambar Park / Haunted Hoochie property. On the south, you've got local business and R20 medium density residential. The local business is church, and then the R20 is single family homes in the Fawnley subdivision. And on the west side, you have general business, which is a trucking company, and R20 medium density residential, which are single family homes. So here are your findings of fact for a conditional use are also printed in your staff report there. Furthermore, section 1215.05 allows other factors to be considered when determining if a conditional use is appropriate. In staff's opinion, the following factors from that section are applicable to this conditional use. 1215.05A7, all permitted installations have to be kept in a neat and orderly condition so as to prevent injury to any single property, individual, or the community in general. 12-1505B1, no lighting shall constitute a nuisance or shall in no way impair safe movement of traffic on any street or highway. And finally, 12-1505B7, such use should be subject to the restrictions outlined in Chapter 1259, Transportation Corridor Overlay District. So, should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, following conditions may be considered. I'll note that most of these have been carried over from the past 2 conditional uses the board has approved. So 1, applicant has to carry out that use within 6 months of the date of approval. 2, all permitted installations shall be kept in a neat and orderly condition so as to prevent injury to any single property, individual, or the community in general. 3, no lighting shall constitute a nuisance and shall in no way impair safe movement of traffic on any street or highway. And 4, such use should be subject to the restrictions outlined in Chapter 1259, Transportation Corridor Overlay District. 5, all lighting shall be of a warm or white in variety. 6, the maximum height of lighting shall be 20 feet in height and shall have a cutoff downcast fixture, and a new one has been added. In this case, should the board choose to approve it, L3 or L4 type screening shall be installed pursuant to section 1291.12 of the Pataskala Code where required within 6 months of the date of approval. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
So they didn't honor the conditional uses on phase 2 and 3 for the screening.
So it appears when they did phase 3, they didn't construct the full screening that was shown on their site plan in this area here. So on the south property line here and this southwest property line here.
Is the only spot where they didn't do it.
As far as I can tell, yeah.
And that the new part, what's the zoning for the new part there? What was that?
So all of this in the back is going to be zoned local business.
Okay.
The very front part that was the kind of existing facility is zoned general business.
Got it. But they were supposed to do the screening. They're currently not in conformity with the conditional use of phase 2 and 3.
That's correct.
That's
And the next question I have, that was one, but the other one I have was with the retention pond. Did it say that that was developed for expansion? So like, we're not going to have any extra issues with drainage or anything of that nature, or?
So speaking with the Public Service Department over here, they kind of have like a future phase of development. And when they did phase 3, we believe that they sized that pond to accommodate all future development on the parcel.
Mhm.
But before we let them do anything, they'll need to submit an engineered stormwater plan with stormwater calculations to prove that the pond that's existing can handle what's being put into it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and if it's not, we'll have to make it bigger.
Any other questions for staff?
No, sir.
Okay, do we have someone here from Pataskala Storage? Come on up, sir. You face Lisa there, she'll get you sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about this truth, that you can nothing but the truth, so you got? Thank you.
Thank you. Can you get your name and address for the record, please?
Michael Best. Address 14067 Broad Street, Southwest Pataskala, Ohio, 43062.
Thank you, Mr. Best. So you've heard the staff report and have gotten a copy of it. Anything you'd like to add or clarify for us?
I would, I'd like to clarify on the fencing. The fencing is going to be changed to all privacy fencing, 6-foot privacy fencing around that whole area. I was not here for phase 2 and 3, so I can't really address what happened there or how that happened, but I can tell you going forward, I'm the facilities manager for all 75 sites and locations, that will be taken care of.
So you weren't involved back then?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Any other questions for Mr. Best or? Good.
Just have one. I always have concerns, particularly when we're putting in paved surfaces close to a retention area, isn't that whatever? And since you will be the site manager,
Yes, sir.
What guarantees do we have that any of the vehicles parked here won't be leaking antifreeze oil, this, that, whatever, that will eventually end up in everything?
I don't think anybody can give that guarantee. I don't think you can give that guarantee to pull in your driveway.
But do we have,
We
do
are planning to
you
do
have
we can
emergency?
as far as if somebody noticed that with spill kits that are on site. We also have them sign paperwork saying that they're not going to bring vehicles on that are leaking that they are aware of. So it's preventative more than reactive.
So I was getting at, you do have your
Yes, sir.
emergency measures
Yes, sir.
in place.
We
Lighting,
want to protect the water just like everybody else does.
the lighting was said to be of a warmer nature, or supposed to be of a warmer nature on there, and I don't believe it currently is. When I drive by there, it doesn't look like it. You weren't here for that part as well, I'm
No, but I can
assuming.
check into it. I know, from what I understand, everything's up to code where it's supposed to be. So,
Mhm. I just want to make sure that it is kept at more of a warmer light, not the brighter lights.
right, away from the halogen.
Away from the halogen, being close to a neighborhood and everything of that nature. And everything,
Yes,
so. And then you heard staff, do you know if they're planning on adding lighting back in that area?
From what I was told, there's going to be one pole with one light, and that's it.
Okay.
Soft yellow.
Soft yellow.
Yes,
And
sir.
you know what that, you'll have to
That'll be
prove that
under
with
20 feet.
staff and have to go through where the location, all that
Yeah,
is.
we'll present all of that, as well as fencing.
Good. Any other questions for Mr. Best at this time?
Do you guys currently have any vehicles stored?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Okay, I thought you did.
Yeah.
Okay,
That-
so
that-
this is to
That main
expand.
lot on the, just above where the retention pond is, that's
Okay.
all vehicle storage there.
Okay, like RVs,
Yes,
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
And you're aware of the scope of everything that needs to be done. It's all budgeted.
yes, sir. This is a $300,000 project.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Best.
you.
We might call you back up here in a moment, but you may have a seat for now. And then I do have a speaker request for Miss Gina Castle. If you step up and have Lisa swear you in, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
And can I get your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Gina Castle. I live at 219 Autumn Way, directly behind where the proposed parking lot's gonna be.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Castle.
The things I wrote, I might repeat some of the things that you have said, but I just kind of put my thoughts together and gonna do my best. My name is Gina Castle, and I live at 219 Autumn Way in the Falling Leaf community, directly behind the proposed expansion. I understand that the storage use already exists on this property and that the request is being reviewed as conditional use. My concern is not with the existing facility, but with the proposed expansion of the outdoor RV boat storage closer to the residential neighborhood. When commercial properties border residential neighborhoods, zoning standards such as setbacks, buffering, and screening exist to help protect homeowners from the visual impacts of the lighting intrusion, noise, increased activity. These protections are important for maintaining the character of the neighborhood and the quality of life for the families who live there. These are the families that live there. Because this proposal involves outdoor storage of large vehicles such as RVs and boats, it is especially important that strong buffering and screening are in place. Even fencing, these vehicles are large and highly visible, and the lighting activity associated with storage facilities can significantly affect the nearby homes. I did add some pictures on my emails so you can kind of see what type of lighting is taking place there. It's not soft warm. It may have started out as soft warm lights, but they've been replaced with very bright LED lights. So I know what happens when they say they're going to do it, but they don't. For that reason, I respectfully ask the board to require strong screening protections between the commercial property and the Falling Leaf neighborhood. This should include a solid OPEG natural wood fence and maintained by them. The fence along the property line and substantial evergreen tree buffer, at least 8 feet in height, to provide effective year-round screening for the nearby homes. I also ask that any lighting installed for the storage area be fully shielded and directed away from the residential neighborhood to prevent lighting spill into the nearby backyards and homes, which already do. In addition, I understand the city has stormwater regulations and require that post-development runoff does not exceed pre-development levels. I appreciate those standards exist, and I respectfully ask the board to ensure that the drainage plan is carefully reviewed so that the additional pavement development does not negatively affect the nearby residential properties or our ponds that are part of our neighborhood stormwater system. Because this expansion involves storage of RVs and boats, there is also the potential of fluids such as gasoline, oil, antifreeze, and other automotive contaminants to leak from the vehicles over time. We have wildlife back there. We've got Canadian geese. We've got, every type you can imagine, it lives back there. And the area directly behind my house where this will be is already filled up with water because of their other storage, because it wasn't done properly, and it spills into our yards already. I think I've attached some pictures. We're losing trees because it fills up with water. And now imagine with the contaminants in it. With the large paved areas, those substances can be carried by our stormwater runoff into our nearby drainage systems and ultimately into our neighborhood ponds. I respectfully ask the board to ensure that proper stormwater protections and safeguards are in place to prevent any contamination of the water systems that serve our community. My neighbors and I truly love our neighborhood. It's a quiet residential community, and we chose to live here with the understanding that the zoning standards and buffering requirements were in place to help protect that environment. Those protections are not unreasonable requests. They are very standards that exist to ensure that residential neighborhoods are respected when commercial development occurs nearby. Homeowners should not have to fight for basic protection that zoning rules were designed to provide. We are simply asking that the same standards met to protect residential communities be fully applied here so that the families already living in the falling leaf are treated at the same consideration and respect as our neighborhood, as any other neighborhood city. Thank you for your time and consideration. I've included some pictures, and first of all, thank that gentleman right there, Jack, who has put up with me for the past few weeks, trying to figure out what was going on. But I also have some additional pictures that I would like to show you if I can.
Sorry, sure, please come up.
That's my backyard at night. These were all originally, yep, you got it, great.
Yep.
And then also, if you can notice in the area back there, which is also trees in a wooded area with a small retention pond, of a slow release type thing, fills ever since their first building they did in their first phase and phase 2, it fills up with water. This is my neighbor's backyard all the time. And the parking lot will be right there. So that runoff that's coming right there is from their property, coming right onto their.
Just beyond that wood line right there?
Yeah, with their chain link fence that they've already put up. That was supposed to be the screening that they did the first time, which they did not. That's her backyard, and it fills up all the way to her patio. If we get a hard rain or even just a little moderate rain, it happens. It's soaking wet back there. Trees are dying. Now imagine all the contaminants going in that water and what's going to take place. We're just a small community and we just love our neighborhood and we just want it to be safe.
I appreciate
Like this parking pavement or whatever it is. Build a storage unit if you want to, but parking RVs and storage and boats and paving that back there is just, doesn't make sense to me. It's not my call, but I'm just, what's my concern?
And I thank you. Very well done.
Let me ask you a couple questions.
Absolutely.
So you don't have a problem with it being built, something being built,
Not at all, but this.
just
type of-
specifically the intended use of it?
Yes, with the big vehicles and the lighting that's gonna have to take place there. I mean, it's gonna be not very pleasant for us.
Yeah. Now, a part of this package, it stipulates that lighting concern.
It was stipulated in phases 1 and 2.
Agreed, as was the fencing.
Right,
I understand that.
it just didn't take place.
Right. Have you brought any of this up before to government, the city, or to the owners?
I just didn't think I had a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
To be quite honest. I mean, he got away with it. In the beginning, they asked if they could tie into our falling leaf drain system. We all got a letter and we came here. I didn't really quite understand what was taking place at the time, but we all came and they talked to us about it and they said, they're gonna tie into our system. Okay, what does that mean? Our system can't hold it. We'll get flooding. And evidently that was approved and, we all came here and said, no, we don't want them to do it, but it was approved anyway.
Yeah.
And now we've got the effects of it. You know what I mean? We've got the flooding, the woods in my backyard were losing trees because it floods.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's not fun. Mosquitoes, everything, we live by woods, but now add water in there. And now antifreeze, gasoline. I've been in storage units where boats and RVs have been stored. People come in there and they pour the gasoline to fill their boat up before they go out, change their oil. They do all that. Right there, you can't tell me that that's not gonna take place in a parking lot. It's going to.
So this picture here
That's my backyard.
is your backyard? Okay, and there is no natural waterway back there? This is all runoff that's flooded? the
That is
area?
runoff. There's like over around as it goes on, there's something like some type of a drain that it's all supposed to drain into our ponds.
Mhm.
But that's all coming from his property, from the building that took place
Okay.
there.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other comments or questions for Ms. Castle? Thank you very much. You may have a seat.
Thanks, Gina. Good job.
Mr. Best, would you like to reapproach?
I can comment on phase 2 and 3. I wasn't here to help with that, but I can tell you going forward, if there's any problems, I would like you to reach out to me. I can take care of them myself. As far as lights being changed that we're writing, I can take care of that as well.
Can I show you the lights?
Yes, please.
Can
I would like to.
can we make arrangements so they shine towards your lawn away from our house instead of?
Absolutely,
our house?
absolutely, 100%.
That's my backyard.
Can we,
Those were all in the beginning, soft, warm lights, but they burned out and they've been
And then it
flared.
has-
can we please address back to the board, please? We need to make our comments to the board, and then we'll go on. You can get together after the meeting
Perfect.
for this discussions, okay?
So I would like to be as much help as possible going forward. I can have the lights changed, the bulbs changed back to a soft light if something was upgraded to a halogen. That's easy, that's an easy fix. Like I said, fencing. I can tell you right now that there's a 7-foot slope in that area right now. And obviously you're gonna get water runoff of a 7-foot slope. That's all to be leveled for that particular parking. So you will have less runoff with that parking being done.
Okay. Thank you.
So all concerns, I would like to take them myself. We could work all of that out. I can change bulbs, I can change fencing, I can add bushes. This is all stuff that I have control of that I can do myself, so.
But that's not part of the current proposal. You said that you wanted to just do the plastic fence, 6 foot.
Privacy wood fence.
Privacy wood fence.
Yeah,
Okay,
all wood fence, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I want to help as much as I can.
And that aligns with the correspondence, Jackie, you had with her. Is that what I'm seeing? The opaque wooden fence,
What's that?
the opaque wooden fence?
So the requirement there is either a 6-foot tall hedgerow arborvitae screen with one tree every 30 feet,
Right.
or they can use 100% opaque wall, whether that be a wood privacy fence,
Doesn't matter.
vinyl privacy fence, it's just 100% opaque, you can't see through it.
And that's your intention right now?
Yes, sir.
Cool, great.
You heard one of the residents, the request was for that to be 8 foot. Would you be willing to talk that with them, or?
I'd be willing to go 8 foot.
So the fence can't be 8 foot, actually.
Never mind.
Actually,
Never mind.
As long as we stay within code.
She was referring to the trees.
Oh.
She mentioned 8-foot evergreen tree.
My fault.
Yeah, I can help with lighting and I can do everything I can with the fence as long as it's within code, so.
And looking at this, it says a fence that is not less than 6 feet tall. So you can make it 8.
Okay. So if we're all in agreement on that, we can go 8 feet. And I can have that submitted with the fence on.
Is that something that we need to redo? Does that need to be resubmitted? If that's gonna be one of the conditions?
That could be a condition. Yeah.
We can add it as a condition. Basically, the fence shall be 8 feet tall, wood opaque.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we already have about the warm lighting in the conditions as well.
Yeah, that's in there.
I will visit the location at night to verify which lights are right at what they should be.
Thank you very
Get
much.
that taken care of. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Do we need to clarify that just on the, I guess it would be the south and the west side of this phase would be the 8-foot fence?
That was my understanding.
Clarify that in the condition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Best? Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Any other thoughts?
Oh, just so I can submit it. That's the additional condition.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you.
Under staff review, there were numbers 1 through 10. Were those all 1 through 8? Were those all previously conditions?
So they were on phase 2. Some of them are a little redundant, I suppose. So it's in the TCOD
Okay.
district. They have to get a TCOD application. They got to go to Planning and Zoning Commission anyway. So when they go for that, the obtain all necessary permits from the city. It's kind of the boilerplate. Provide a tree survey upon submission of the zoning permit. So we don't actually have a tree replacement requirement anymore. It was ruled unconstitutional by the 6th District Court.
Okay.
So we can't use ours right now. Plus they aren't cutting down any trees where this would be. Stormwater calculations, they got to do that anyways. Combine all the lots that have already done it. Submit Mylar, still have to do that when they submit the construction plans anyways. I think that's about it.
Item 3 was what I.
Which one was it?
Item 3, but you just
Yes,
suggested, so that's
yeah.
good.
When they submit for their construction plans, basically their site civil engineering package will need to see basically the stormwater management report saying that anything they're putting into that pond is going to be able to be handled.
Okay.
Any other thoughts or questions, comments? Hearing none, can I get a motion, please?
Let's do findings of facts.
Yeah, let's do findings and facts.
I'm going to leave those out tonight.
Not important, I guess. I don't know. Findings and facts, conditional use CU-26-002. Number 1, is in fact a conditional use as established under the provisions of Title III of the Planning and Zoning Code for the specific zoning district or the parcels listed on the application. And yes, it is.
Mhm.
2, will be harmonious with and in accordance with the general objectives or with any specific objectives of the city comprehensive plan or the city code. And yes, it is. Will be designed, constructed, operated, and maintained as to be harmonious in appearance with the existing or intended character of the general vicinity, and that such use will not change the essential character of the same area. And I would say, yes, it will be, because especially with the conditions being put in place.
Yeah, that's agreed.
Agree.
Will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses. Say, yes, it will not.
Yeah, we mitigated as best we could.
Correct. Will be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as highways, streets, police and fire protection, drainage structures, refuse disposal, water and sewer, and schools, or that the persons or agencies responsible for the establishment of the proposed use shall be able to provide adequately any such services. And yes, it will be served. Will not create excessive additional requirements at public cost for public facilities and services, and will not be detrimental to the economic welfare of the community. Yes, it will not. Will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, and conditions of operation that will be detrimental to any persons, property, or the general welfare, including but not limited to excessive production of traffic, noise, smoke, fumes, glare, odor, potential for explosion, or air and water pollution. And yes, will not, mitigating that again.
Right.
Will have vehicular approaches to the property which shall be so designed as to not create an interference with the traffic or surrounding public thoroughfares. And yes, it will not. That should not change. And 9, will not result in destruction, loss, damage of a natural, scenic, or historic feature of major importance. And yes, it will not. Findings and facts for CU-26-002, I have yes for 1 through 9.
We have the additional findings of facts. Or the other considerations.
Not on this one. There are
No,
not.
those will be added as conditions of approval.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Any other comments or questions? Yes.
Just one quick question for Mr. Best.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a 24-hour access facility.
It is, yes, sir.
All right, now may I get a motion, please?
I'll move to approve conditional use for application CU-26-002 with the following conditions. Applicant shall carry out the proposed use within 6 months of the date of approval. All permitted installations shall be kept in neat and orderly condition so as to prevent injury to any single property, individual, or to the community in general pursuant to 1215.05A7. No lighting shall constitute a nuisance and shall in no way impair safe movement of traffic on any street or highway pursuant to 1215.05, Section B1. Such use should be subject to the restrictions outlined in Chapter 1259, Transportation Corridor Overlay District pursuant to 1215.05, Section E7. All lighting shall be a warmer white in variety. The maximum height of lighting shall be 20 feet in height and shall have a cut-off downcast fixture. L3 or L4 type screening shall be installed pursuant to Section 1291.12 of the Pataskala Code where required within 6 months of the date of approval. And finally, the fence shall be an 8-foot tall, 100% opaque wooden fence.
Thank you. We have a motion. May I get a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll, please.
Mr. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Levator,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Ms. Pierce,
Yes,
Conditional use CU-26-002 has been approved with conditions. Thank you all for coming and you're speaking your piece. You may move forward, and Mr. Best, you can work with the folks outside of the meeting You do not have to stay as we finish up the meeting, but you're welcome to if you would like. Thank you very much. All right, I would like to make a motion to approve findings and facts for CU-26-002 as we have just gone through. May I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll, please.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes?
Mr. Luzader?
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Ms. Pierce?
Yes.
Findings and facts has been approved for CU-26-002. Folks, may I ask you to please step outside for your conversations
Yes,
so we can continue? Thank you. All right. So findings and facts has been approved for CU-26-002. Let's see, moving on, we should have received a copy of the organizational minutes from the January meeting. If you'd like to look over, and if anybody have any corrections, additions for the minutes.
No, sir.
Hearing none, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the January 13th organizational meeting. May I get a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Roll, please.
Ms. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Mr. Luzader?
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes for the organizational meeting have been approved. You should also receive the minutes for the meeting on January 13th, our first meeting of the year. Any additions or questions on that?
No.
Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the January 13th meeting. May I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll, please.
Mr. Luzader?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Thank you. The meeting minutes have been approved for the January 13th meeting. And any other business that we need to attend to? None. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting to Tuesday, April 14th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll, please.
Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Luzader?
Yes.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned.
Uses-